Let's solve a problem about relative motion involving a car passing a train. An automobile traveling at 95 kilometers per hour overtakes a 1.1 kilometer long train traveling in the same direction at 75 kilometers per hour. We need to find how long it takes the car to pass the train and how far the car travels during this time. Let's first consider the case where both vehicles are traveling in the same direction. Here's our train and here's our car. The train is moving at 75 kilometers per hour and the car is moving at 95 kilometers per hour. To solve this problem, we need to understand relative motion. The relative speed between the car and train is what matters here. That's how fast the car is catching up to the train. We can find this by subtracting the train's speed from the car's speed. 95 minus 75 equals 20 kilometers per hour. Now, to find the time it takes for the car to pass the train, we can use the formula. Time equals distance divided by speed. The distance here is the length of the train, 1.1 kilometers, and the speed is our relative speed of 20 kilometers per hour. Let's plug these values into our formula. Time equals 1.1 kilometers divided by 20 kilometers per hour, which gives us 0.055 hours, or about 3.3 minutes. To find the distance the car travels during this time, we multiply the car's speed by the time. 95 kilometers per hour times 0.055 hours equals 5.225 kilometers. Now, let's consider what happens when the vehicles are traveling in opposite directions. In this case, the relative speed is the sum of their speeds. 95 plus 75 equals 170 kilometers per hour. Using the same formulas as before, but with our new relative speed, we find that it now takes 0.00647 hours, or about 0.39 minutes to pass the train. And the car travels 0.615 kilometers during this time. To summarize, when traveling in the same direction, it takes 3.3 minutes, and the car travels 5.2 kilometers. When traveling in opposite directions, it takes only 0.39 minutes, and the car travels 0.6 kilometers. This makes sense because the relative speed is much higher when traveling in opposite directions, so the passing happens much more quickly.